Is this one already out in theaters? Has it been out in theaters for a couple weeks? Yes and no. So it must be Spider-Man. Ah! You were bobbing your head, Tanya. So I guess
I know
you knew
it's
it.
pretty good. I actually didn't know, but I like the music.
I was like, well, it's not Mario, brother.
Well, it's the Spider-Man 2099, a.k.a. Miguel. It's his theme.
Okay. Still doing good, Tanya, in the
Yes,
theater? Did it do well its opening?
Yes, it did like 120 million, something crazy.
So just
like
a little change.
Yeah, I thought it would be like, pretty close to Little Mermaid, just because I thought Little Mermaid has a wider net to cast, but Little Mermaid still did great its second week. It was 41 million.
Yeah, but with Spider-Man, you've now got little boys and little girls, and then parents, both mom and dad.
Yeah.
And then that kind of, with the Little Mermaid, it's mostly it's your mom and daughter date night.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I was thinking Little Mermaid is going to get multi-generations, but like you said, Spider-Man will too. So, or obviously has. And the thing about Spider-Man is it's getting repeat business. Like my kids saw it separately from me, and now we're at home talking about it, and it's like, okay, when are we all going to see it again together?
But didn't you mention that the special or the animation and all was worth seeing in the big screen? So it's one of those. It's kind of like Top Gun. People wanted to go back one more time, just to get the in-studio experience.
Yeah, and there's just so much that I feel like even though I watched it, I missed a lot. So I want to go back and pick up what I missed. Because I'm reading, other like reviews about it and just different opinions out there, talking to people, and it's like, oh wait, I don't remember that, so it's like I want to definitely check it out again.
So if you're not going to see that, is there any other options?
Yes, there's another big one. I mean, June is like, not only is it the month for weddings, but it's the month for movies. This weekend we've got Transformers Rise of the Beasts. So if you're a Transformers fan, I'm sure you know more than I will ever know about it. But this is actually like the 7th in the Transformers live action series. It is a direct sequel to Bumblebee that came out a few years ago. And this one picks up, it takes place in the 90s, kind of the early 90s. And it's based on the Beast Wars series in the Transformers world. Now, I have always watched these movies and enjoyed them. I'm a huge Optimus Prime fan. I just think he's so cool. But, these movies, it's like, I guess going back quite some time, I have a niece who's about 30, and she was a diehard Transformers fan and still is. And so most of my knowledge comes through her. So, she thinks that each movie is getting better and better. And me, just as a casual Transformers fan, agree. And I think this one's a lot of fun. We get to see the origin of the Transformers we know, their ancestry, kind of where it all started. And in this one, there's a transwarp key, and it opens portals through space and time. And everybody, the good Transformers, the bad Transformers, human, they're all trying to get it to either, really all of them are trying to just save their species. But Anthony Ramos is the human in this movie. He plays a character named Noah, who is out of the military, can't find a job, and to get some money, decides to steal a car, and he accidentally steals a Transformer.
That would be my luck. That would just be right up my what it would happen to me. Yeah,
but that's kind of how he gets involved. And it is a 2-hour and 7-minute movie, so a long one. It seems like all of these big movies lately we're getting back to that 2-hour ticker, which used to be kind of the norm, and then they got short, and now they're going back. But anyway, I just love him. He first came to my attention from Hamilton. He was one of the original cast members of Hamilton on Broadway. He's also did In the Heights on Broadway and the movie. So, and you'll recognize him. He's done some television commercials and just all around well-rounded talent. So you've got him, and then you've got, your normal Transformers. The cool thing about this, like the beasts or whatever they're called, you know, a lot of these Transformers look like, you know, apes and more, you know, creature-like, not so much robot-looking. I mean, they're robot-looking, but robot animals, if that makes sense.
Is it family friendly?
Yeah, it is PG-13 for a little bit of language and violence. So, you know, just I would think
Is it
if
really
they can
PG-13?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there some naked Transformers in there?
But I think if your kid, of course, I was about to say if they can handle like the Marvel kind of PG-13, it's fine. But no two Marvel movies are the same. True. So I think you just have to base it on your kid. But in addition to Anthony, we've got his co-stars Dominique Fishback plays Elena, who works for a museum, and her relationship with that museum and history kind of gets her involved in trying to find this key. And then you've got the voices of Ron Perlman, Michelle Yeoh, who is having an awesome year, and Pete Davidson is actually in it. His voice is. So a great cast, and, you know, it's definitely something to go see this weekend. If you're looking, especially if you're a Transformers fan, but even if you're like me, kind of a casual fan,
still enjoy it.
The special effects are awesome. Is it the best movie? I would say no, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect summer movie, popcorn movie.
Is that the only new one, big new release this
Yeah,
week?
that's really the only big one. It's funny, there was an animated movie with the voices of Will Ferrell and somebody else, Scrappy or something like that, that was supposed to come out this weekend, and they've pushed it to August. So I don't know if they thought they couldn't compete with Transformers or were on the heels of another animated movie being released, Elemental, in a week or two. And so I don't know if they were worried about competing with that. So
I saw Way of the Water. What's the it's coming
Avatar.
out. Yes.
Yeah.
It's coming out on Disney Plus. Is it Disney Plus? Or whatever. It's streaming this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's starting to stream.
I've been seeing commercials and I wondered.
Okay, maybe let me say without. I think it's headed that way.
Yeah.
I've seen it on one of them. I think it's Disney Plus that it's supposed to be. Is it streaming now, Rhino? Or will it be this weekend?
Yes, it started streaming 2 days ago.
Okay, 2 days ago. Yeah.
On Disney Plus and Max, which just about a month ago was HBO Max.
So if you have nothing to do for several hours
Yeah.
at home, you can watch that one.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely worth checking out. You know, you've already missed it on the big screen.
That's me. Sorry.
So if you missed it, definitely check it out at home. But do find the biggest screen you can.
I'm looking forward to Astro City, Jeff in Oxford said. Asteroid City.
Yeah, that's Wes Anderson. And it's one of his, you know, he's got that look about in style of movie making. Mm-hmm. And this one appears to be no different. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I saw that they're filming a movie here in Jackson, and I'm going to lose who they had on the, I had it saved, and I forgot. I saw it on the news. But it's just exciting to see that more and more big budget, or I guess big budget.
The Movers.
The Movers. But who's the gentleman? Who's the lead actor?
Terrence Howard's probably the biggest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like kind of a haunted house or something kind of creepy going on.
Although Christopher Lloyd did do some filming, but I think he's already finished his filming in Jackson.
Got it.
Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like Terrence. I'm skipping on like his major movies, but I just remember I like him.
Yeah, well, I had forgotten until I was reading about that movie that he was like the original War Machine. You know, and he decided to hold out for more money. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
And got recast, so it backfired on him.
Speaking of recasting, I did watch the Arnold 3 on Netflix. If you're halfway an Arnold fan or just interested in documentaries and people's lives, it's very interesting. And there's a little language, but it was fine to watch. But Rhino and I have been tickled with, in the Terminator, the first one, it was between him and O.J. Simpson.
Really?
To think that if the Terminator would have been O.J. Simpson, and I am just quoting what the documentary says, but they didn't choose O.J. because they didn't believe anybody would take O.J. as a killer.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
If
Could
they
you
had
imagine?
cast him, what would the world be like today?
I don't think there would have been 4 of them. And Arnold probably wouldn't have been governor. But the gloves still wouldn't have fit. All righty, Tanya, thank you for your time and all your movie reviews. But you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.